What's going on, alright? It's Afro Think Tank. Nigerian woman is disappointed at the South Africans, and she doesn't understand why South Africans would want her, a fellow African, to go home, right? But don't seem to want that European who's truly not from there to go home, right? And I mean, it is bewildering, right? It is bewildering, and it does touch to the pride of African people, right? Because in Africa, no African is a foreigner. That's the thing about it. No African. Even if you're part of the African diaspora, you are not a foreigner to Africa. Africa is your home. That's your birth. That's your birthright. That is your root. Therefore, there's no way you can be a stranger in your own place. Now, of course, you have laws and and all these things man-made that constructionally, administratively says you're a citizen of this place, you're a citizen of that place. But even those things are made by the white Western European powers. That's not a concept that we utilize as far as how we structured our societies before white people came along. We have a long way to go, all right? And South Africa is one of the most important places when it comes to the battlefield between black people and white people on this planet, all right? Because South Africa is a place that white people are going to try to maintain until the death of them. Now, keep in mind, those British and Dutch Europeans, right? They're not so much welcomed in Europe, right? A lot of them go to Australia. They kind of mix with the Australians, but these white people who have given up their homeland, keep in mind, in order to colonize another place and to steal that place and try to make that your own and try to develop, you have to go away from your place. These white people ran away from their homeland on purpose. They're not like economic migrants like nowadays you see people moving around, for economic opportunity. These people despise where they came from. They despise the governments that they fled. And they went, subjugated other groups of people and created their own governments that benefited them. Not benefited people in general, but they just didn't want to be the ones to be subjugated. They wanted to subjugate others. So they're okay with subjugation as long as they're not being subjugated. All right? So, now we find ourselves in a situation to where because of the subjugation of white people, we have black people who grew up and knew nothing but apartheid, knew nothing but this form of government that they are forced to survive in. They're not even living. A lot of these South Africans are not living. They are just simply surviving. And when you're surviving, you don't have the wherewithal, right, or the creativity to really think about what's going on and to make well planned out, thoughtful moves. You are hand to mouth. You are flight or fight, right? You're not thinking in detail. You are tunnel vision. You're trying to survive. And South Africans are trying to survive because they're being squeezed economically by this 8% of European parasites that still control their entire economy. And the puppets that are in place that look like them, that rather get that monetary gain in their own particular pockets than to do something for the people. It's going to take a while. Keep in mind, these same politicians that are in charge of South Africa right now are the same politicians that were there during apartheid, or were the same people looking to get in positions of power during apartheid. Apartheid wasn't that long ago, and we got to remember what that was. If you want to be reminded what apartheid looks like, just look at Israel and what's happening in Palestine. That's apartheid. That was happening. Just look at Congo and let's look at Sudan. How outside influences create rifts between different groups of people in order to destabilize the indigenous population. Let's just pay attention to what's happening now, and that will teach you what happened in the past. Anyway, without further ado, let's let this Nigerian and her thoughtful take on the subject matter. Let's listen to what she has to say about it, and we got to keep talking about this. We can't just glide past the wave, the algorithm wave. Oh, let's talk about this. No, we got to talk about it until we do something about it. We got to talk about it until it's important enough to people to take note and try to have more conversations about solutions. How do we fix this problem? Until we have people having economic classes to teach these people where their economic problems are coming from so they can direct their energies at that source instead of directing it in a place to where nothing but their energy is being dissipated, by blaming their peers for something they have nothing to do with and cannot control. Anyway, you tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.
Go home. You heard me well. Go home. Go home. Pack your bags and go. We don't need you here. We don't need you, okay? Go home. Coming from same African person. It is heartbreaking. It is sincerely heartbreaking to hear and watch a video of an African person being chased, being attacked, and forced to leave a country that is part of Africa. I watched a video of a lady asking an Ghanaian man to leave South Africa to go back home to go and fix his country. I don't even blame that lady. I have 100% understanding of what that lady actually mean. Because tell me one good reason as a Nigerian, I will leave my country if my country leaders are actually functioning properly. There are good, well-paid job opportunities. There are good quality healthcare services in my country. I will leave Nigeria and go to South Africa to do what? Mind you, I don't even have any business. I have never in my mind had South Africa as a plan. I've never planned to go there. So whatever thing I'm saying here now is based on what I've been watching in so many videos. Because I keep asking myself the same question. Why is your anger directed to black foreigners? Because it is more confusing. It's even more confusing because South Africa is a home. It's still a home for white foreigners. Because tell me why you will have white foreigners in your place, in your home, and you say that the foreigners are the ones that are responsible for crime, that are responsible for drug trafficking, that are responsible for immoral behaviors in your country. But you don't have the guts, you don't have the audacity. Yes, that lady Jacinta, because it takes an illiterate and lazy person to just have that mindset that is the black foreigners that are only responsible for these crimes that you guys are listing in all these videos. Why don't you have the audacity? Why don't you have the guts to go and meet these white foreigners and tell them that they should pack their bags and go? They should get their belongings and go back to their place. Why don't you have the audacity? But you have the audacity to go to your same African brother, African sister. You have the audacity to meet them because you know they are vulnerable. You know that even if you do anything, nothing will happen. Even if you shake the table, it will not happen. But you said it's the foreigners. That is the foreigners that are bringing all these crimes to your country. Why don't you chase the whites? Tell me a country that white people dominate 65% of their land, and tell the landowners that they don't want to associate with them and they don't want you people to associate with them also. Tell me a country that has 50 or 60% white dominance that say that they don't want to associate with you people. It is happening in South Africa, in case you don't know. So this hatred, because I will not say it's love. This is hatred. There are so many ways to, even if you don't want them in your country anymore, there are so many ways to meet somebody. You don't have to humiliate. You don't need to insult. You don't need to make someone, or you don't need to destroy anything. You don't need to destroy their belongings. All you just have to do is meet them, give them a quick notice, and tell them that you don't want them in your country any longer. And let us not forget history. Remember, South Africa, remember. Let us not forget that there was a time during the apartheid era when many, in fact, many African countries came together to fight and support for your freedom. South Africa, for your freedom. And coming to also know that Nigeria donated millions of dollars so that you can have this freedom that you have. And you are here saying, go home, go home, go home. If my own brother can actually tell me to go home, why can't you tell a white foreigner to also go home? Why? Because at the end of the day, the question is still the same thing. Is this what our ancestors fought for? Nelson Mandela will be crying in his grave because he knows that this is not what he fought for. Because I know, even if I'm not, even if I've never met Nelson Mandela, one thing for sure is that he's not happy. He will not be happy that African citizens are actually doing. At the end of the day, we still need to ask ourselves, are we actually building together as one Africa, or we are just tearing each other up? I don't have anything to say much. I'm just here to come and lay this complaint because it is heartbreaking. It is really, really heartbreaking to watch this. To see an African person go to another African place, African country, and eventually you are found in the hospital. You went there to get a health service, and somebody tell you, if you're not a South African, get up and go home. Get up and go home. And imagine I actually go for I go to my business place or I go to my workplace. Somebody will just come and spoil my workplace, spoil my shop, scatter my provisions. Because what? I am not a South African. That go fire all over.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.